evening's live. All I can say is, man, oh man, is it a pretty interesting market out there. But once again, it's almost as if this is planned. Almost as if there's no way that this could possibly. Are you ready to unlock the full potential of TradingView? This is great because I'm at the hotel and I went on their internet, on their little computer here because I'm inside of like this conference room, and I went on their computer and I said the hell with it. I'm gonna type in XRP future, and before I could even get through XRP, all I had to do was type in XRPF and it showed XRP future millionaire. And this isn't signed in anything. They don't know me from the freaking sand in the ground at the beach, and it popped up with my stuff. So I was like, wow. When I used to do this, my stuff wouldn't pop up, so it'd make it a pain in the ass. But then right when I put it in, hey, there's my stuff, so that's nice. So anyhow, the market is something. Now, if you stick around until the end here, it might seem like a crazy thing for me to do, but I made and I recorded, and there is no instrumentals behind it. It's a it's a 2 minute and 28-second song. I'm doing a $100 competition. You can win $100 in XRP when I play this song, and it is raw as fuck. I only took one copy. I recorded it one time. If you put the best instrumentals behind it and make it fit my rhythm, I'll give you $100 in XRP. That's the competition. So you have to stay until the end. And I'm trying to find a fun and creative way to do this, but when you hear the song I came up with, I played you the first 3 lines. If you remember, the fourth line I made up. But I played you the first 3 lines, if you were here in the live yesterday. And I believe it started something like, hello, everybody. Why won't you just listen? It starts out like that. And I made a 2 minute and 29-second song from chorus 1, or from verse 1 to the chorus to verse 2 to the second chorus to the, what the hell is it called? I don't know. I'm not a musician, but I actually went through it step by step because I came up with so much stuff and I broke it down in a way. And I'm telling you right now, it's a cool way to do something cool with the community. But you can win $100 in XRP if you put the best instrumentals behind it. Like I'm talking using AI or putting it into something that won't get copyrighted. So you got to go. You don't want to get copyrighted, but because I'm using my own lyrics, you're allowed to use other music if you change the lyrics, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if you come up with the best that fits my theme, I was just going to do it myself, but then I thought this is a cool idea. So I went through verse 1, the chorus. I went through verse 1, 2, the bridge, obviously the chorus in the beginning. And then I also did the outro at the end, so I'll play it at the end of this. And if you guys want to win $100 in XRP, that's a way to do it. So, and I think it's a good idea. It's a good way to make the community a little bit closer, as we've been talking about, and it's a funny thing. If you want to as well, I would definitely take a look at xrpfuturemillionaire.com. The upgrades are noticeable. It's almost to where I want it to be. It's in my image closer and closer. If you want to do anything that I do, you can literally go through here now and it's like, okay, well, Tom shows us this stuff. I want to trade, do what he does. So, hey, I want to join Tom's army. It's set up now. Goes right to Tom's army. Hey, I want to, do, I don't know, join the exclusive Telegram. Click on it. Whoops. Goes right to the Telegram now. If you want to do anything, you want to go to BITUNIX, you want to do whatever, you want to get to my YouTube channel, BITUNIX, whatever. It's all step by step on the website. You can get up to the minute charting, and it's XRP. It's dedicated to have it on the XRP chart, but I wanted it on the market cap chart, and it shows it 24/7, the total market cap of XRP, but it is not limited to XRP, and this is not on a shared server. I paid $2,700 over 5 years. I paid it up front, but it's for 5 years on a dedicated server, so you don't have to worry about it being slow as shit, because I know I'm not looking on a slow-ass website. And I could have got it for like $100 for 5 years. I'm not doing it. So I got a dedicated server of my own. And it can run up to like 2 million people watching consecutively. We're not even going to have 1,000 people watching consecutively. So, but it's pretty cool. So if you want to find all the stuff in one place, oh shit, I was going to tell you what to do. I'm so excited tonight. Even though I'm here for my son in the hospital and stuff like that, or for his button change, but you can go on here too, and you can go to any chart you want. Just search, go to the search, and you can go to, what do we want to search? We want to search, what's a smaller one? Let's see. Hell, you like, I don't know. Let's see, XRP Healthcare. How about that? Since nobody ever has XRP Healthcare. Oh, we're comparing right now. But you get the picture. I don't want to stay here forever. I went to add. But, I don't know. DGB. But you get a whole bunch of them. You get everything you want. You can go not just to the chart, but you can go to everything you want. It'll even show you anything. It'll show you every single exchange. You can compare everything you want. So, just do that. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. So, make sure to hit that like button because Bitcoin is down under 107,000. Yesterday, we talked about the fair value gap that was at about 106,000, just over 106,000. So we want to pay attention to that. So let me say hello to everybody real quick. XRP is under $2.09. I know everybody remembers what I said yesterday. I put a post on YouTube because I'm afraid that some people just don't get the content or they just don't care. You'll love my song, I think. You'll love my song. But yesterday, I put this, don't fall for the XRP Bitcoin altcoin no volume trap. Something critical I'm seeing with Bitcoin, and this is before Bitcoin ran to 108,000 and XRP ran to its top. And XRP right now, that isn't right. There's no volume coming in to support this move. Remember what I always say, volume dictates the price. The current price action is a classic example of exit liquidity designed to trap retail traders. It's the traditional bots and algorithms that dominate the crypto markets doing their work. Do not fall for this trap until legitimate volume comes in. Without real buying interest, these pumps are unsustainable and are often designed to fleece less experienced traders. Stay vigilant, do your own research, and always prioritize true market indicators over misleading price spikes. And I meant that from the heart. So I reshared it again today. Today it got 38 likes. Yesterday it had 69 on one of them. There were some comments. So hopefully you're seeing it. But I also, the same day I shared that, believe this or not, you want to know the truth? I had negative 6 subscribers that same day when I warned everybody because you know what they said? A couple of them that unsubscribed when they sent me messages. I can't follow you anymore. You're too bearish. Oh, I'm sorry. XRP was at 226, 225, and I said, don't fall for this. Pay attention. Bitcoin, everything, because I didn't want anybody to fall for the trap. And look, I'm sorry, I don't think it's worth an unsubscribe, but I'd rather you unsubscribe to my channel because I'm being honest than some douchebag that comes on here and licks your nuts and says, hey, we're just going to the top. I'm not a hooker. I'm not here for cheap pleasure. Aaron Reynolds, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor, along with Keith Morgan, Frankie Fresh. Appreciate you guys with the XRP Meteor. Mr. Tolly, welcome in. Mark Casson, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year, along with Wales, Josie Wales, CJ2 Pilot as well. That is unbelievably awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Alec Tony, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Omar, welcome in. Let's see. Frankie, thanks for coming out to Playtime. I hope your son's... He's doing good, my friend. He's doing good. We got his appointment in the morning. He's upstairs with Julie and Grandma right now. But we have his appointment in the morning for his button change, but he's doing great right now. So, a lot different than last time we came up here. So, this is good stuff, not bad stuff. Jorge, but I appreciate it. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. And also a very trusted mod says, hello, people. Hello, Tom. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to Tom's channel for the best technical analysis on YouTube. I really, really, really appreciate that. Let's see. CJ2 Pilot, I know I said hello to you, but thank us again for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. Shane, welcome in. Soldier in the house. Let's see. Miko, welcome in. Where was I at? All right, Metal Double J, good evening. Dennis Smith, welcome. Tim Ives, good evening. Good news brought more. Indeed. Indeed. It's always good news. It's always good news when you're in the house. Rick, welcome in, and thanks for being a very trusted mod. My son is doing pretty good right now, honestly. He's having fun with grandma. Good vibes so far. He's had a lot of fun since we got here. We got here about 4 o'clock. Is XRPH available on the Joey wallet? Tim, I have no idea because I don't know what in God's name the Joey wallet is. I don't know what that is. I hope somebody in the audience can let you know. I've never heard of the Joey wallet. Metal Double J, I said hi to you, but he said nice. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Love seeing you in here, Phil. Thank you so much. Dennis Daly says, Tom, I liquidated 600 my XRP, still have 5,000. Do you think it would be a good idea to put the 600 XRP like $1,300? Is he? No. Absolutely not. Are you trying to just give your XRP away? If I wanted you to flush the XRP down the toilet, I would just have you send it to a dormant address. Absolutely not. There's a 95% chance ZBAC is falling twice as hard as XRP at this point. You'd be out of your gosh darn mind, my friend. So no, the next time I want you to flush your XRP down the toilet, I'll let you know. But not today. I'm not being a dick. I'm just telling you. I had to try to make it as bold as possible. I honestly think for the real reason, this is resetting. And just like before, see how we had the cup and handle breakout? We never back tested the cup breakout and the handle. So I think there's no doubt about it. We're coming to 216. I did put a lot of stock in the 3-3 range for a bounce back because Nick thought it was going to bounce from there. And it did bounce from there. He was absolutely right. But I don't think it's going to hold. But he gave you all a perfect opportunity in this 3-3 range to buy it. I'm being dead serious. He said, watch that area. Even if it doesn't bounce up and continue on, he thought there would be at least a bounce there. And look, it bounced perfectly right around 324, which is right in that 3-3 area, which is why we kept stock in there. Bounce back up here to 4-4. So if you took Nick's advice, and he even said, I don't know if it's going to break out, but I do think there's going to be a bounce. And I wasn't disagreeing. I just thought overall, because I'm looking at it from a long hold perspective, I need it to go down to that 0021. And I just thought if it bounced here, even if it came up here, it would be used as topside liquidity to come down farther and it would ultimately get me to here at minimum. So Nick was right. Like some people are like, oh, well, is it going to hold? Who cares? He called a 38% bottom so he could run it back to resistance within about a 2% plus minus. It's pretty gosh darn impressive. That's within a 1.84% margin of error. That means even on a 20, 30x trade, you're safe. So if you made some money on that, at least give credit to Nick. He's in here all the time. He's also in the Telegram. So I like to give credit, but don't flush your money down the toilet by buying ZBAC right now. You're going to go from something that you know is sound money to at least something that has value to ZBAC. And I like ZBAC, but I'm just saying, it's not on the same playing field. You might as well just hand it to the fucking guy on the side of the road and let him go buy his booze. Because at least it's going to create abundance for his, well, never mind. His liver won't have abundance. But it'll create abundance for, cirrhosis, at least. Sometimes you're feeding the bad cells. They want to live too. That's why it's the fight of good and bad, even in your body. So, you're creating abundance for something, and just because it's not the right thing, that's why I always say some money's not good money. Because you don't want to feed the wrong money, or the wrong cells, let's just say. Hope that made sense. Let's see. Mick Shoot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Meteor. What a guy. Let's see. Let me go back down. Tim, someone buying XRP got knocked down nearly 200 spots on the rich list. Of course they did. And that same person probably didn't buy it at 30 cents. They decided to buy it at $2, like a bunch of dopes. Anyhow, Jesse, I don't want to say too much. I might offend. I don't want to offend I've already gone down the wrong road. Got my content removed. Jesse, we love that you're truthful. I appreciate that you love that. I do. Some people can't handle the truth. Tom, don't worry. They're going to hear my song. If you and now that there's 108 people, if you're watching and you stay until the end, there's no strings attached. All you have to do is stay until the end. I'm going to play, and just so you know, I'm not bullshitting you. No, because some people are going to be like, oh, he's lying. I actually did create a song. So if you stay until the end, you're going to have to hear everybody. So you're going to have to hear that. I'll turn it down, I promise, because that's outrageously loud. But I'm going to play it for 2 minutes and 29 seconds, and I have no humility. I mean, I don't care if you make fun of me. So if you put the best background behind that, like music, instrumentals, I'll give you $100 in XRP. That's the competition. I'm not doing some cheesy contest. Oh, I'll give you $100 worth of XRP to watch my content. No, you're going to have to do some work. And if it sounds the best, you're going to send it to strugglegalley@gmail.com. And I'm going to play them all on the air. And we're going to have a vote. So whoever sends it in, the audience is going to vote on it. I'm going to have a poll during a live. And we're going to play every single one of them that comes in. And at the end, we're going to do a poll. And whichever percentage gets the highest, whatever one gets the highest percentage of the votes in the audience will get $100. If I disagree with the audience, the one that I pick is going to get $100, which means there's actually $200 in XRP up for grabs. Now, if the audience agrees with what I agree with, the person will win $200. But now when I think about it, it's going to be $111 each in XRP because it's going to be a $222 worth of XRP giveaway because it fits the theme. So that's what I'm doing. And nobody's going to know about it because I'm not going to put it in the titles. Notice it didn't get put in the title. I'm not going to talk about it in the updates. You have to be here for the lives to see this kind of stuff. And I've never done this before. And you might know me. I'm the world famous artist, XRP Future Millionaire, known for such classic hits as Sunny Days. Topped the charts at about 6 million. But it's there. I've been singing it since 2021. I kid you not. As 7 people leave the building. Let's see. Jay Freemix, welcome in. Omar, good evening. We are here because of how honest and genuine you are. That's what I like to hear. I don't need no BS. I just like the real one. Because listen, it's like I always said. You live by the proximity principle, right? I believe in the proximity principle. And what that means is you want to be within proximity of the people that think the same way as you. So if I'm around a bunch of people who are alcoholics, drug addicts, who are obsessive gamblers, who are not good with their money, chances are by proximity, I'm going to buy into the bad habits. So by my own proximity principle, that's why I've been trying to build for 4.5 years, not beg, but trying to build for 4.5 years a community that thinks like I do. Because I want to be around others that believe in abundance, that have integrity, that also believe in a higher power because they know that they don't own it all, because you have to have that humble belief that there's something greater than yourself to believe what I believe. And then I also want the ones that are going to create abundance, but also believe it through not just crypto, but precious metals and things like that, but understand the real money, and they understand that the whole thing we see in front of us is not how we see it. So if you believe what I believe and you see what I see, we're starting to create the proximity principle here, the proximity alliance. So if we all believe in the same stuff by proximity, we're going to grow and we're going to start to see more and more. And when that happens, we're going to get bigger and bigger. And the people that believe the same thing as us are going to want to stay by proximity. And when that starts to happen, you start to learn at an abundant rate. I'm telling you guys, live by the proximity principle. If you're around people that don't believe what you believe, get away. Family, friends, it doesn't matter. Because this was my hardest lesson in life. It took me so long. I didn't hang around people, but yeah, when I would hang around groups, they didn't believe what I believed in for the most part, because most people don't want to do the work. So if you're within proximity of the ones who are like-minded, there's nothing you can't do. Good evening. 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, June 26th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Defined. I think that was a good idea. It won't add to more views. As you see, there's 103. This is that's exactly what we would have. But there's not as many people because I didn't send out a separate notification. Let's see. What is this? T hustle harder than you. Says flashback to 2020, well, 2021. Close enough. When you called the top, I remember the Telegram was brutal and you lost a bunch of subs, then gained a bunch. Oh, you remember it. And the worst part is, in the Telegram, I lost the most. That was Discord when I lost that. But the Telegram, I lost the most subscribers when I told them to buy back. And then I shut the Telegram down for 3 years. And then we built it into something. But I'm glad you remember that. I did. I called the top and I only had like 1,500 subscribers. And over 700 people unsubscribed. When I said I sold XRP and the rest at $1.66, they all got pissed. James says someone well, you would know you're living in my goddamn backyard. Excuse me. But James, thanks for tuning in with that 3-month badge with the XRP meter. The least that guy can do. I'm just kidding. Small joke inside the Telegram. DJRC, welcome in along with Oliver Marks. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Scott, you are welcome, my friend. I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Creamy Goodness, hello to you, my friend. Welcome in. Dennis, how do I join Tom's Army? How much is it going to cost? Don't know why I didn't do sooner. You're always on the ball. Well, I do it for $9.99, and there's simply no reason to join unless you want to pay it forward. I put all my content out for free. I tell people this straight up. But if you want to pay it forward because you appreciate the insight, you've saved money, you've made money, you go to YouTube and just go to the membership section. I've been a subscriber to my own channel for almost 4.5 years. And I can prove that because I can go to my comments right now. And when I comment, you're going to see the 4-year badge, which is the XRP Phoenix badge. Hell, if nobody was going to subscribe in the beginning, I was going to be the first. Hi, I'm going to say. See that? The Phoenix badge. That means I've been paying myself for over 4 years. That's right. Willingly losing it. And getting some back. So, but anyhow, I'm trying to go through this. Poppy Lou, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. How about this? You asked me how to do it. I'm going to make it so easy for you that you can't even make an excuse. I'm going to make it so easy for you that you can't say, Tom, I couldn't figure it out. I don't care if you subscribe or not. Like I say, my abundance, your abundance isn't going to be created whether or not you join Tom's Army because I'm not hiding anything from you, but it is a sign of respect if you're getting something out of it or you've gotten something for a lengthy time. So there you go. If you guys want to join Tom's Army, it's right there. You don't have to make an excuse that you can't find it. Not that you are, because you are actually doing the opposite. I'm just saying, anybody watching, I've given you a chance. I try to create abundance for you. Nah, just hit the like button. How do I care? Hit the like button, and then more people will watch. And if more people watch, you might not pay $9.99, but the ad revenue YouTube gives me, if I ever get to 5,000 people, it won't matter watching it. Or, if I get 5,000 views on a video, it won't matter either way. But the point is I only get about 1,500 views on a video, so I need to up it a little bit. It's better than 200. But yeah. I'm not really here for your money. I'd rather you, unless you appreciate it, obviously. Let's see. Dan Dickens, this is crypto and nobody knows what is going to happen, and I love it. Well, I wouldn't quite say that. I think we do know what's going to happen. It's just you don't know exactly when it's going to happen. But I would say by calling the bottom in 2021 and when I started and buying into before the rally, calling the top in 21, calling the bottom in 23, calling the top in 24-5 so far, I think that's a pretty good understanding that it's not 1, not 2, but 3 different sides of a cycle, actually 4, of multiple cycles, and yet we seem to have an uncanny ability to be calling bottoms and tops. If it wasn't predictable, how is that possible? But I'll let everybody believe it's an unpredictable market because that's what I like. The more people that say that, the more I know that we're going to continue to cakewalk out of here. The more people that believe that you can't possibly understand what's going on in front of you and it's all just a number and collusion. Sure, there might only be 1% of us walking to the bank, but I'll be gosh darn if I'm not part of that 1%. I'll be goddamned if I ever go work back in an office when I understand the algorithm. And some people, you know what they say? You're XRP future millionaire. And I say, well, if it was that simple, I'd be the one going to the office. Something's going on. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to. You have no idea. With this song, this is just going to be the start. It took me 4 hours to create this. 4 good working hours, and 2.5 of them were on our trip up here. I'm telling you, it started with sunny days, but this next one is different. It has nothing to do with what I've done before. It just has to do with what's going on and the way I feel. This would be like somebody who's trapped inside of a digital world within coding. You know, locked behind a pixel kind of thing. But you would have to live exactly how I lived even be. And now I understand how people can create music. Because it just flowed. I'm telling you guys, I sound like an asshole. I'm not an artist. But when you put a instrumental behind it, it's gonna sound actually pretty darn good. We've already been here for 25 minutes. Is that right? Wow. No wonder people are leaving. Open the gosh darn chart, Tom. What the? Let's see. Some people said no notification. Of course not. Hey Tom, I like the way you did. Oh, I'm glad you appreciated the way I did that short. Remember, I already commented on that. What is this? Hey, I want to extend the use of my system. Damn it. It wanted me to log off. It's like, you can't look at XRP Future Millionaire anymore. Nick says, damn, no notification after it started. Of course not. I can't believe there's 107 people in here. These scumbags. Not showing you guys. Big Dog, welcome in. I know I already said hi to you, but you said XRP and Quant will reign supreme. Goes a little deeper than that, but they'll be part of the list. But remember what I said about XRP? I showed a comparison yesterday with the difference between XRP and XDC, and you can see even with the drop, XDC, XRP pairing gained 2.3%. I believe the comparison I showed yesterday, if you drop $5,000 in XRP before the move up in 2024, that last drop when XRP went to 38, that $5,000 right now, well, when I did it yesterday, was still worth over $27,000. So you had over $22,000 in profit. So you had about 4.3 times your money still. If you did the same comparison to XDC yesterday where it was at and XRP was where it was at, XDC was sitting just over 10,000. So you had made just over $5,000 on your $5,000 investment as to where you made $22,000 on XRP. So we started to split it up to say, well, here's the differential. And it appears that if you were going to drop, let's say today, $21,000 on XRP, me personally, I wouldn't drop it in XRP when we get to where we're going. I would drop it in XDC. Now, I must say I'm bashful because obviously, you know me, I've been part of XRP for a long time. I made a shitload of money off of it. But I see what I see, and I only say what I see. And if you see what I see and you hate what I say, but you know what I say is what I see and it's true, you're seeing through the fogged lenses because you only want to see what you want to hear. But when you want to hear what you want to see, that's when you're really going to make it as a trader. Hardest lesson I ever learned. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you got a lot to learn still. That's all I can say. You haven't been beaten up enough. I'm 41 years old. I've been beaten up enough. Some of you are 25 saying, Tom, why don't I understand what you do? You're 25. I had 16 years of getting kicked in the dick before I got to here. You got 16 years. That's the time it took you to get your license. You got a long time to get kicked in the dick. That's why I always tell Nick, you're being so hard on yourself because you're so goddamn young. If I was as young as you and knew what you knew by the time I was 41, well, you might not see me on YouTube because I would have already been too far ahead. Then people would be like, who the hell wants to hear from another venture capitalist? Because I sure as hell don't. Let's see. Actually, you know what? That's where the cheap money's at because they're like, oh, look at all those zeros. I just got to get back my XRP with some extra when it dips. Well, don't count on it. But, you know, you plan. You plan because you never know if a volume spike comes in. I always tell people, expect the unexpected because you just don't know if a volume spike comes in. But yeah, you make plans. Like, we've made plans for this. All I can say is before the rally up, I said, let's load this shit up. When it was at 34 and when it went to 38, I said, what are you guys doing? And I dropped $5,000 on XRP and the pairing at 38 cents. You know, if I can't speak with my money, and I already had fucking like 18,000 XRP at the time. So to drop another 5,000 tokens at 38 cents, I mean, it wasn't necessary. I had what I needed. And then when I say in December, the day after my birthday, do you remember? I said, guys, I know we're probably going to run up, but this rally's over. Like, it's over. Take your money as it runs up. Take your money now if you want, because we don't need to get the exact top. And that was December 17th. Do you remember what happened December 18th? And then I said it again in early January, late December. Like, guys, sell your profits now. I sold 75% of my crypto already, and I flipped the gold and silver with the mining stocks because I had already bought enough gold and silver coins and silver rounds and silver, I just it all. I had bought enough. And I flipped the mining stocks. And what's happened since then? We're down a big margin. Let's just call it for what it is. Let's just cut the shit. We're in a bear market. I don't care that Bitcoin is pulling the facade and the rope over everybody's neck. And Bitcoin's only down a few $1,000s. The rest of the freaking market's in a bear market. That's why every single time it goes up, every single time it comes down, because until it breaks out of a bear market, you're in a bear market. I don't care what the so-called experts say. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what your favorite YouTuber says, for that matter. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is the fact that everybody's telling me it's going up and there's no volume. That's all I care about. Where the hell's the volume? Can anybody answer me that? This leads to my song. This is exactly why I created the song. When you hear it, you're going to hear it. I sound like a complete jackass when I'm singing it. But did I not talk about these? Hey, we're going to round the top. We're going to come back here. Next layer is going to be right here. And if that doesn't hold, we come here. And then we come to $1.50. And then we come down here. And yada, 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 so on and so forth. There's no volume to hold this god darn thing up. We're built on quicksand. Will anybody listen? I feel like it's back to 2021 when everybody's telling me, it's a good buy. We're dipping. We're dipping. Hey, everybody, let's sip the cooler. We're dipping. You see that again? We're dipping. Wait a minute. We're dipping. See what I'm saying? Before you know it, you're going to be drowned. Start taking a sip of water every time you think it's dipping, and it's the last dip. People have been telling me it's the last dip. If it was the last dip, really, I'm going to have to build a bunker. For all the times people told me it's the last dip, I don't know. I'm getting beat up quite a bit for it being the last dip. Jesus Christ. Excuse my French. I don't know why I'm being so passionate, but I don't know. I'm just passionate. Sola Jeffy says, I do my morning workouts to sunny days. Well, then you're going to love this. You're going to love this. And I've got it stuck in my head. Hello, everybody. Why won't they just listen? I don't know how else to say this. Obviously, I can't do anything right now. But you'll hear the rest of it. But that last part that resonates with right now, I need a magnifying glass to see the volume. I mean, like, if I can't see the volume, it's a reason I keep saying that. I can't find the volume. Seriously. I could take a slide of the volume price movement on XRP and I wouldn't see it under a microscope. And then somebody has the audacity in the comments today. XRP's up 400% in volume the last week. 400% from a micro fucking volume is still micro volume. There ain't shit. What are you talking? I don't want to offend anybody. I think this is when I'm at my best because honestly, I mean, come on. There's I try not to make fun of anybody, and I try not to make people feel bad, and I'm not. I'm just trying to make a point here. Can you guys help me? I'm going to go in the weekly. There's a 400% rise in the weekly. From what metric? Who is telling you guys this? Like, who feeds you guys this information? 400%. Last week's volume on this exchange. Oh, fuck this. Let's go to the XRP market cap. The hell with this anymore. Let's just do it the real way. Okay. The XRP market cap. 1 week ago. Okay. 4.54 billion. Shit. That's trash. You want me to believe the XRP market cap is going up with 4.54 billion in volume? You're on crack. This week, there's 2 days and 23 hours yet. They're telling me we have a 400% increase in volume this week from last. You got 3.2, you got 3 billion in volume. We're almost a Friday. You'd be lucky to pull a billion over the weekend. And come on now, who the hell is feeding everybody this shit? I'm serious. I guess I have no filter today, but who is feeding you guys this line of shit? Like, this is the whole reason I started YouTube, and I think I got away from it a little bit. Seriously. I started this channel because I could not believe the amount of nonsense that was on YouTube. I'm like, are you kidding me? You think I'm a fucking idiot? I'm coming here for help, and you guys are treating me like I'm the dumbest person in the world. Not you guys watching, but when I was watching people. Like, do you think I'm really this stupid? Oh, yeah, because you tell me this, I'm going to join your course. Like, what are we talking about here? I'm so sick of being hinged, I'm going to be unhinged. In a good way. I'm not going to say anything to get me banned, but you're going to know the damn truth. Like, seriously. Like, this pisses me off so much. Like, if I came on here and told you it was going up to 17,000, there'd be 8,000 people watching. I'm serious. I put out a video of... it really is the epitome, and I got in trouble for it because they took it down and gave me a warning. It was a big thing. I put down, send me $1, and I will send you Kryptonian. It's going to be the next big currency. All you have to do is send me $1, and I would send you digital Kryptonian, and yada, 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 that Brad Garlinghouse, I'm dead serious. I made an update and said, I'm dead serious. Some of you know from 2021. I said Brad Garlinghouse made a deal with aliens, and they traded XRP for Kryptonian. And I said, if you send me $1, I'll give you the exclusive Kryptonian token that was the deal between Brad Garlinghouse and the aliens. And you know, people started sending me $1 to this fake Cash App I told them to send it to my Cash App. And they started sending it. So I had to come out and say, hey, there's no such thing as Kryptonian. Brad Garlinghouse, in fact, did not make a deal with the aliens because I was making a point. And that video got like 13,000 views in 2 days. 13,000, and I only had like 1,100 subscribers. YouTube ended up... I took that video down, and 2 years later, YouTube gave me a strike for it. After it was already taken down for 2 years. Well, like, that's what I'm talking about. So if I came on here and said, hey guys, buy XR, and I'm not a financial advisor, so why you would listen to me anyhow over that makes no sense, unless I have a proven history. And even then, but how many people have told you? How many people told you what was going to happen? And how many people told you what I said was going to happen? And I don't say people are right or wrong because they agree with me, but if they're not saying what I'm saying, they're full of shit. Because I'm just looking at the technicals, and if you had to describe who I am, I'm an impartial economist that hasn't been whitewashed by the educational system because I called bullshit on it when I was in school. You know, and I'm not going to say much more than that, but this is a whole big... I can't believe what is happening right now. You're going to have to listen to my song at the end of this. And again... if you stay until the end, I made a 2-minute and 29-second song. It's horrendous with the way I sound. I'm trying to vibe and do it. The words are great. I think I did a good job keeping it in order, going from verses to all this. But it needs the instrumentals behind it. Instead of doing it myself, I decide I want to give out $222 in XRP. $111 is going to go to the one that the community picks as the best video. And you're going to have to send it to my email, and I'll show you a way after I play it. The other $111 in XRP will go to the one that I pick. If the audience and I pick the same one, you'll win $222 in XRP. And it's not at the value now, it's at the value of XRP when I send it. So if XRP goes down 50% right now, you're going to get 50% more when this competition's over. So you're in good shape because I have a feeling we're probably going down from here. So, well, maybe not all the way down from here, but in time. So that's what I'm trying to do, and this is going to be different. I'm not telling you I'm going to give you XRP to watch my shit content. I want you to be a part of my content. Bottom line. Let's see. Leisha says, or hold on, sorry, Leisha, I'll get to you in just a sec. It's all an illusion. Welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Alec Tony, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for your second month with Dusty's Autos Crypto News. And you said it sounds like a 1970s theme song for a TV program. Tom's 1970s. Everything's better with Tom. A lot of chart analysis are saying we're taking off in July. What are your thoughts, Tom? Can you see the future too? Slightly different future. If I had to guess, if we take off in July, it's not going to be a pretty October. If we do what I think needs to happen before we take off, we're going to have a spectacular time after the pumpkins are done being harvested. Best I can put for you. Leisha, welcome in, says, hello, sir. And Miss Julie, I come for the no-nonsense TA, and I stay to hear how the family is doing. Feel like I know you all. Have a pleasant rest of your evening and a safe road trip. Oh, thank you so much, love. That means a lot to me. I try to keep it as point blank as I can with the family because I think you all want to be a part of it. And I think oftentimes, especially influencers, we'll separate ourselves from the reality of real life. You guys are engrossed in my everyday movement. That's how it needs to be. Nick Morales, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. Thank you, Tom, for all you do. Thank you, Nick, for all you do as well, my good friend. You certainly didn't have to send a donation, but I'm glad you did. Makes me feel good and appreciated. There's no better feeling than somebody who's willing to give you their hard-earned money, and Nick works damn hard to give you a small piece of that, to say I thank you. There's no better feeling. None. Zero. It's all an illusion, says just start saying XRP to 15 by July 4th, 5. Oh, I know. But then it's the fake views. I need people who are going to create the same abundance. And then if you start filling it with the fake personas, then it just ends up being something you just don't want. And my son listens to this, so, you know, it's one of those things. I am sorry, Tom. Your card issuer declined your payment, or declines are often due to insufficient funds or card status. Check your card or select a different payment method. Learn more about declined payments or... Oh, I don't know. It's not my card. That's not my card reader. That's just YouTube. Hey, well, I guess I should stop reading that because it says Omar joined Tom's Army. Thank you so much, Omar. But yeah, I don't have anything to do with that. That's YouTube. So I can't even see how you pay or anything like that. I can just put down that people can join Tom's Army. Wow, thank you so much, Omar, for joining and being thank you so much. Like seriously, that shows us amazing amount of gratitude. So he's our newest member of Tom's Army, Omar, and I know it's his first month because that's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there, Omar. So I hope you enjoy that emoji badge. Omar Altali, thank you so much for that. Seriously. And thank you for the $4.99 whales. Josie Wells meeting Tom's Army for over 1 year. Says, gotta hope Tom tomorrow goes well, brother. I'm assuming you're talking about my son's appointment. Unless I missed something. But yeah, unless you're talking about something with the market too, because I believe there's something coming up tomorrow. But yeah, either way, it's going to go good. I wasn't feeling good last time because my son was sick for like a month and a half with congestion and all this stuff, and he's good this time. So I definitely feel a lot better today than I did a month ago. That was a scary time. You know, things happen. Not as scary as last year or what happened earlier in the year. But hey, kids, it is what it is. Yeah, some people are saying, welcome, Omar. I love it. Omar the bot. It was funny in the Telegram earlier. I'm driving to... I gotta be honest, I was reading. I'm driving to Grand Rapids. It's about a almost 4-hour trip with the way we have to take. And I seen the Telegram was all like, hey, is Omar a bot? Because of the way he was asking the question. And then he had to do the 1+1. And then we were all convinced he wasn't a bot. Because I'm watching, I'm like, hey, did I miss something here? Like, is this guy... It was funny, though. I must say it was funny. The Fine Group says, please say hello to little T, Julie, and Mom from the T-Fan. Absolutely. I definitely will. I definitely will. Oh, yeah. Wales, Josie Wales says your son. Bye, guys. Have a good night, Wales, Josie Wales. Have a blessed one. You're going to miss the song, so make sure you come back and you watch the end of this if you want to have a chance to, maybe you don't want to win the money. You just want to listen to it. But I need somebody, and it's a good thing for the audience, I think it'll be a good thing. So we're 45 minutes in. Have I even looked at a chart? Or have we just been talking? I have no idea. I think we've just been talking. Tom is the net pullback for silver, targeting 32 an ounce. Man and his dog, thank you so much for re-upping for 11 months. My friend, this is the last time you're going to have that 6-month plus badge with the XRP predictor. Your next month, you're going to have the I told you so badge, which is the 1 year to 2 year badge. That is incredible. Silver. No, I don't think it's pulling back. I think silver's trying to break out. The only way silver's pulling back, you know what? I take that back. Because there is that, let's see something. There is the $32 level. Let's see in the daily real quick. So it does seem to have a nice reversal here. So unless we take out 35.29, so right on your paper, if silver takes out $35, I don't think 32, but I definitely think $34.26 if it breaks that down. However, this unfulfilled target, the 37.63, is something to be targeting. We did have a breakup all the way up to here initially to 36. And remember the come down? We filled that gap, so don't think there's a gap left. I think everybody thinks there's a gap here. There's not. And I'll tell you why. We came up. Remember all the way back here? We came up, came through, came up. We came back down to retest real quick. And we went back up. So we've already come back through here. I think we've already come back through here when you look at it. So, I mean, you can come back. But the fact we dumped from here, went up, came back down, went up. You could technically come back down still. But, I mean, we came down to 35.29 and we're talking about 35.81. 40 cents is close enough. Now, if we do break back down, there's zero question we're coming back to 34. Zero. None. Zilch, we're coming there. So, but right now I'm not convinced. I think we could very well run to 39.50 before we come back down. But the 4 hour at the end of the day did speak of a little bit of a possible, break back down to retest the 36.24, which is nothing to worry about, but I'm just saying. Because right now what you have to worry about with silver, I'm an honest guy. The one thing you're worrying about is top. Is this a top? If it is, you got 1, 2, 3. If it breaks up, you could still have a 1, 2, 3. But if it breaks up, it ends up being a shoulder, and then you might be able to create the almighty pattern that ends up like that. If it ends up being a top, which I don't think it's going to be. But you see how that strategically brought it up to that resistance? Now, if it gets through this area, which I personally think in a short order, could be a year, But this has been in a cup and handle that it's finally trying to break out of, which it's got to get above. First area is that 39.58, but ultimately you're going to have to come above here and get above that $45 mark to ultimately get past that short layer. But you have to get over this to get over the actual cup handle and over the cup resistance that was started for the handle. Otherwise, it can be a rejection on the handle trying to break out. But for anybody who doesn't know, this has been going on, since 1978. So if, and it's a big if, and when, and it's a big win, it's the time, who's ever in that is going to make multiples of probably 20. I know people are like, multiples of 20? What the fuck is this guy? Yeah, multiples of 20. Unless you wait to buy it until it gets too high, but you're going to make multiples of 20. Because I believe silver, if you bought it at 16, I think it's going to go well past $300-$400 at some point here. So I think you'll be doing just fine. But in the short term, it's going to 50 at some point here. James Dula, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Says XTC looks like it's creating inverse head and shoulders. Omar's about. It is. They're all pulling on inverse head and shoulders. It's just are we going to break down the whole inverse head and shoulders? But I'm gonna play this song and embarrass myself real quick, even though I don't mind being embarrassed. So you're just gonna have to listen to it, and then I hope at least a few of you will send it back, and I'll show you after my email address and where to send the final product. All you have to do is take exactly what I say, and put music behind it, the proper instrumentals. And somebody did it before with my Sunny Days, and they created a retro version. And, you know, and if you do, you can win up to $222 in XRP, $111 for who the community votes, and $111 who I vote. So if you're the only person who does it, well, we can only vote on one person. So I'm just going to play this, and then either way, you can tell me what you think. So, and then we'll finish this. We'll finish this content. And you let me know. And I'll put on the... Hello, everybody. Why won't you just listen? I don't know how else to say this. I need a magnifying glass just to see the volume. Forget the specs and tiny scale. I'm caged by pixels I can't break free. I need a magnifying glass just to see the volume. I don't know how else to say this. Why won't they just listen? A pixelated prison. That's what this has become. This microscopic tyranny is never truly won. These chart patterns are all fake. It's blatantly obscene. The metrics are misleading. By whales, they're truly screened. I need a magnifying glass just to see the volume. I don't know how else to say this. Why won't they just listen?
No, comment's coming.
This digital deception triggers all my fear. The little guy is bleeding in this manipulated rush. They pull the strings in the shadows. This market's rigged against us. I need a magnifying glass just to see the volume. I don't know how else to say this. Why won't they just listen? I need a magnifying glass just to see the volume. I don't know how else to say this. Why won't they just listen? This digital deceit, it drains us dry. A silent scream against the market's lie. Just bots and code where human hope once soared. Our voices lost, forevermore ignored. Why won't they just listen?
See, sometimes you're allowed to embarrass yourself. So, I can share the MP3 version in the, if you guys want. I will share it, but you're going to have the MP3 version. I'll share it after. I'll download it. And if you want to, it's up to you. Like I said, I will pay whoever does the best $111 in XRP. Whatever the price of XRP is at that current time I send you, it'll be $111. It can be a fantastic, it's a perfect remix capability. I'm not an artist by any means. I'm not an artist. I have no training. Obviously, I sound like shit. But I put together real life what I was, what I deal with. Took me a little while to put together, but I think for a raw, uncut, unedited, and first take, I think it was pretty good. I had to do one take because you seen there was a few problems. But it goes with the theme of what I do. So I can share this. I hope somebody does take me up on that. I know I lost like 20% of the people.
But that's okay, you know, it's not meant for everybody. Let's see if this will work. No, I don't think that's what I wanted. Where is... Let's see if I can find this real quick. I'll have to do this after, I think, and put it, I may have to put this... Yeah, I might have to put this a different way. Let me see if I can share it from my phone. That's probably going to be the easiest way. But yeah, I want to go through a chart here real quick. The website's XRP Future Millionaire. XRPFutureMillionaire.com. Exactly how my name is spelled. No, my voice. It's me. It's my song. I want me behind it. Because I was going to put music behind it and make it sound better. And then you know what I said? I'm going to let my audience do it and try to find a way to create abundance for more than just myself. So no, it's got to be me. Not me, no buenos. So let's see. So yeah, this was a little different tonight, huh? A little different tonight. Now everybody just expects I'm going to leave because I did that. And normally when I start doing stuff like that, I just leave. I'm not ready to leave yet. We still got a couple things to talk about. I just wanted to do that and then get it out of the way. Let's see. So, albums. So annoying. So I guess the best way to share the MP. How is the best way to share this? I'll have to figure this out after. Trying to think of the best way to say it, to send this, and I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I should have had that ready. Whoever said that, you're darn right. I should have had that ready. But yeah. Thought I had it. You know how it goes. Oh, let's see. Airdrop, Tom. Late but here. YouTube didn't know. Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody does. Hey, the Cannabis Podcast. Welcome in. So you want it. Thanks for being in Tom Zone for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Thank you, Frankie Fresh. I appreciate that. I appreciate you liking that. Oh, perfect. I need to copy this. I wonder if I can just... Because I can share it. I might have to just put it into... I might just have to put it in my Telegram. I'll probably just put it in the Telegram. I'm being honest with you, because I don't think it'll share in the, there. Yeah, so if you're part of the Telegram, easiest way to get it. Easiest way to get it. Omar, you're in the Telegram. It's the easiest way to get it. Yeah, it's in the Telegram. So, if you're part of the Telegram, it should be right there available. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you can get it right off the Telegram. If not, I'll send it to you privately. So, no, spamming the like button doesn't help. Whether you hit the like button a billion times or the heart button, it doesn't matter. One time. It gives you one time. So, the analysis was within the whole thing, you know? Like, we showed the charts, but it wasn't like I just stayed on it. We were doing some other things tonight to trying to get my point across here. So, right now, with what we're seeing on the charts, we completely reversed that golden cross. It's invalidated itself. What I'm seeing here, like in the daily time frames and things like that, it's a fake out to the top side like we expected. Looks like we're going to break down and we're going to be, in the short term, we're probably going to be retesting that $1.98 mark. I'd be stunned if we find volume at this point. That's the problem. You know, with a lack of volume, and some people are like, Tom, I don't know what you're talking about volume. There's volume. It's like, no, there's not. Like when I talk volume, I mean volume. I mean real bona fide volume. You see what happened right here in 24 when we had this big surge? Now when we had this reverse rally, does that look like volume? That's not volume. This isn't volume. Like on the one exchange, it might have looked good, but if you go back to the real exchanges, like let's go back to the XRP, actual moving money. This is volume. This was volume. We gave all the volume back, and now there's more red than there was ever green on the push up. That's scary. You might not have the biggest red peak, but there's more overall red volume than green, and that is scary. Like, so I don't know why everybody keeps telling me where's the volume? If we're talking about November of 24, we're not in November anymore. We're talking about June. For the big drop, where's this reverse volume? What happened? This is the XRP market cap. On the move up, we're pushing 35 billion in the week on that big push. On the big sell, we're talking 34.5. So you gave it all back. Now over here, you're talking about, where's the volume? 10 billion on that push. Big deal. Right now, they're telling me we're having volume this week compared to last. Where? Am I blind? Well, don't answer that. I am half blind. I can only see out of one eye. So I guess technically, yes, I am partially blind. But last week, we had 5.2 billion in volume. This week, we have 3.02 billion. Like, where am I missing it? This is the real analysis. Now, if we get volume, we get volume. What's the amount we want in volume in the billions? Well, you go back to past history. So you can get kind of a little bit of a look. And the only times of substance we had real volume movement, especially as of late, you're talking about 35 billion weekly. Right now, we've got 3 billion this entire week, and it's going into Friday. It's not going to get it done. Not going to get it done. It is not at this rate. You've got the big cup. And the more I think about this, look how big that cup is. The handle is incomplete, probably. It's probably incomplete, that's all. We didn't know this, but it looks like a breakout, but just maybe, right? Once you have all the evidence, maybe it was more like that. And we just, it is what it is. And then it has to extend down. I think that would make more sense on this cup and handle if it looked like this, to be honest with you. I think it would just make more sense that we're not even on the outside. I think we're stuck flat inside this son of a bitch. And this can run you all the way down to 63 billion. You better believe it. And that'll get you into January of next year. So, it is what we are. It is what we is. Maritime Masses XRP is done, going into a deep bear market to never come back above $1 again. Watch and learn. The rug pull is happening. I don't need to watch and learn shit. We're going to make money off this, but we bought in the bear market, and I told my audience to sell plus $3, so you can, we can do whatever we want. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can get a signed copy. Once it's done, I'll make a limited run. Not going to say there's going to be 10,000 copies, but I'll do a hard copy. Then maybe something other. But now, this is what ends up happening. You know how we dropped? Now you'll get a couple that because it's after 8 o'clock. Is it 9:52 for real? Holy shit. Yeah, I definitely have to go back upstairs. My son's got his appointment. I gotta make sure everything's going good. I didn't know it was this late. But now, people get excited. They see a little bit of red or a little bit of green. Yesterday, we said the best opportunity was probably the SDC XRP pairing. We made a big deal about it because the market looked like it was about to reverse. At least that went up. But I mean, the market's not completely dropped yet. Even in the weekly, that's the thing. For Bitcoin, in no way am I saying that it's just going to drop out. That's where the confusion comes. I'm just saying there's no volume. And we've been here before. I wouldn't be surprised if it did break up to 117, 115. Maybe it does break to 124. Because the technical moves 122, 123 from the initial breakout. But this is all going to come down so quickly if it doesn't build a structure. So I got to go. Got my son's appointment tomorrow. I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. Thank you all so much. If you want to try to help with the song, I would greatly appreciate it. You can find it in the Telegram. The Telegram's pinned in this very live. It's in my video description and things like that. So have a blessed evening. I will share that video, the MP3, if you're interested, if you're watching this in the back. No, I don't have DGB. If you're trying to win the up to $222 in XRP at the time I send it, not how much it's worth now, because it could go down 20%. I don't want you to get 20% less. But if I agree that it's the best version of this and the audience does, you win both. If me and the audience disagree, it'll be split up $111 worth of XRP to each. I came up with that song. That's my original content. If you steal it, well, you just have no integrity, but it's not like I'm famous in the musical sense anyhow. But, this is just something fun I thought we could do instead of me adding the last little part myself. The hard part's done. You just have to come up with the background. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. And, I almost did a Diddy line in it. I had one and I took it out because I didn't want to overstep in any part of it. I didn't want to incite the wrong part of the algorithm. So I decided to step away from that. But have a blessed night, everybody. And I can't wait to see you all.